Welcome to the Vault XL. Thank you for joining me. This commentary is a month late. Sorry, I didn't get any notifications about the selling of a home by Billie Joe Howell and her husband. If you're following the content, you know that Leilani Simon is currently incarcerated for the murder of her toddler. Let's play the commentary and see what they have to say. WJCL 22 News is the source. Thank you for joining me, everybody.
Developments of the case of the murdered toddler Quentin Simon. The home where the 20-month-old lived before his disappearance and death is on the market. Realtor Travis Sawyer told me on the phone today, quote, "The family is just ready to move on from that bad history." The nearly 2,800 square foot home located on Buckhalter Road is listed for nearly $400,000. Thomas and Billie Joe Howell, Quentin's grandparents, are the sellers. Sawyer says they'll be offering tours to pre-approved buyers actually interested in living at the home. During the search for the missing toddler, that home became a flashpoint for protesters and those following the case. Police began enforcing a no loitering ordinance outside the home to keep unwanted visitors away from the small neighborhood. Prosecutors allege his mother, Leilani Simon, beat Quentin to death before throwing his body in a trailer park dumpster. They also say she lied to detectives on numerous occasions during the investigation. She was charged with 19 counts in connection to his murder and remains in jail.
Well. How about that? Very interesting. Wow. I don't have any more information. One second, I'm trying to clear this screen off. Got too much stuff going on. That's the house. As most of you know, the infamous horror house. 2,800 square foot home, Buckhalter Road. Listed at $399,900, almost $400,000. Those of you who haven't followed this content, a baby boy lived in this house with several individuals. The grandmother had custody of him, but she was away working with her husband. An extensive search of a landfill came upon the remains, and the mother, the biological mother, was indicted on 19 counts in connection to the death of her son. Prosecutors allege she beat the child to death, threw him in a trailer park dumpster. They also say she lied to detectives on numerous occasions during the investigation. She remains in the Chatham County Jail without bond. How about that? Very interesting. Thank you all for joining me. Well, Billie Joe, you think you can get $400,000 for your house? Who wants to move into a house where a baby was unalived? Now, we know that people eventually move into homes where people have naturally passed away, shot, stabbed, so on and so forth. But this has been a little while ago. Maybe somebody will give her the offer. Pre-approved. You know why it's pre-approved? Because she doesn't want anybody just walking through there, snapping photographs so it can become a YouTube video. Of course not. Facebook post. So they have to already be pre-approved through the realtor. And I'm sure most crackpots can't afford a $400,000 house. Probably a few, but not the ones that love watching the YouTube videos and the shenanigans. And it's not to be disrespectful to any of you, but let's just keep it real. I doubt it. So where are they going once they sell the house? I'm curious. Selling the house because of the bad memories. Oh, you mean the one where your child murdered the baby? Yeah, I guess that would be a bad memory. Oh, but you weren't there, so. Oh, it's just the thought of the child being unalived in the house. Is that right, Billie Joe? See, what bothers me about this scenario, just the entire scenario of the child being unalived by his trifling mama, no good mama, bum mama, rogue mama, is that, Billy Joe, you had custody of the said children. So this is what's baffling. Why are you not on trial? Help me understand. Help the queen understand why you are not on trial. Because you had custody of the children, and you knew better than to leave those children alone with your daughter, Leilani. So I'm curious, if I'm to believe these allegations that the child was beat to death, one, how did they come to that conclusion? What's the evidence? And then imagine it. Because I really can't imagine unaliving a baby, period. Whether the child is 2, 3, 12, it's all the same to me. It's your child. And it's hard to believe anybody would unalive a child, whether they knew the child or not. It's their own flesh and blood. But beating the baby, that's a bit much. So then we have to wonder, did somebody say you beat the baby? Because you were living there, the boyfriend was living there, I believe another child or two was living there, and then your brother. So did the brother talk and tell that she beat the baby? I'm just curious. Because you all didn't have any problem with living there when the baby was missing, when the baby went missing, and you all knew she had hurt the baby then, and you still stayed in that nasty house. How about that? Billy Joe and her husband, what, took off from work, or she took off from work because under the circumstances, then all those little YouTubers went crawling down there like little rats to hoop and holler with bullhorns and all type of shenanigans. You still stayed there in that house. So now you want to sell it. Why? So like to me, you would have wanted to disappear when those people came on the ground, raising hell. And oh my goodness, did they go on and on with it? Did they not? It was YouTube on steroids, or should I say meth? Yeah, let's stick to the latest drug. YouTube on fentanyl, because it was off the chain. Off the chain. And now you're ready to go. Maybe you should call your little friend Sharon. Maybe she'd like to move down there. She probably want to come back to the States any damn way. Canada costs too much to live. A little cheaper down here where I am. Ain't that right, Billy Joe? Billy Joe, let me talk to you for just a second. I'll talk to you and the husband, because he crazy too. I wouldn't even fool with your ass. It's not going to matter where you go. If right now you found Lord help me, Jesus. If you found a little trailer park, if you found a plot of land, if you found a campground, you are still Billy Joe Howell. You are still the mother of 2 murderers. Checkmate. You brought these kids here, and one son unalived a human being, and now your daughter has unalived a toddler. So that means they got these genes from where? You or the father. And I doubt Leilani has the same father as the other son. I don't know. Maybe they do. Let me be careful, because I know how people get so upset when I don't say things that are allegedly correct. So I'm going to ask that question before I say what I'm going to say then. Does Leilani and the brother have the same daddy? Because we don't want to put all the bad genes off on you, even though you've been to penitentiary. And you have not been a nice little girl. And yes, we all sin and fornicate and commit crimes and break the law. But my goodness, to produce 2 damn demons, like they say, where do they do that at? Savannah, Georgia. I like when you came on my little channel trying to comment and getting in the chat. You were cute. I guess your ass working right now. You ain't got time for that. Because you got bills to pay. Isn't it amazing how time flies with true crime? That what once was a circus act, people have to somehow get back to normal. Have you all noticed that with all of this shenanigans and buffoonery that comes along with YouTube and people running out pretending that they are Gayle King and Walter Cronkite out with their iPhones and bullhorns and such madness. it's funny to me. It's funny because the fact that you are willing to spend money, you're willing to spend money to act a damn fool in front of some trailer park trash house. I wish the hell I would. Yeah, I gotta say that. As high as it costs to live, I wish the hell I would ask the fans for airplane money, driving money, rental car money, gas, Cheeto money, Dorito money to go stand out in front of some damn trash ass home with bullhorns. I'll be waiting for lightning to strike me. Ain't no way. I wouldn't waste my breath. Can you send me a donation so I can go stand out in front of this house? Yeah, okay. If I'm gonna do that, I'm just gonna say, hell, I got bills to pay. Can you send me a donation? Quit playing. Just keep it 100. But this is what comes with true crime. I keep trying to tell folks. Just the utter buffoonery. That's why my next live stream is gonna be about social media. Because it's outrageous, the shit that people do, the stuff they say, the things they post. And these true crime cases are no different. And YouTube, you're a part of this madness too. You got to own your part. Because you give these people platforms to go out here and do this crazy ass nonsense. So this heifer's trying to sell her house. Well, Billy Joe, what's the least you'll take for the house? I'm curious. $5 foot long. Will you take 5 on it? Hey, Billy Joe, will you take 5 on it? You want somebody to give you 400 racks, 400,000 racks for a place where a baby was, you know what? I want you to think about that. You want somebody to give up almost $500,000 for that house where your child took a child's life. I just want you to think about that for just a second. Hello, everybody in the chat. Thank you for joining. Welcome to the Vault XL. Billy Joe's trying to sell a house. I feel like Michael Jackson right now. Somebody better come help me out because I'm feeling mighty fine. Annie, are you okay? That's what I'm going to start calling you, Annie. Because this is no disrespect to the decedent, which is a child, a toddler. And I'm not trying to seem, just ignorant and laughing at the child because we know the child left here under horrendous circumstances. But this heifer here trying to sell her house, you should have been sold that damn house. You've been sleeping up in there. What the hell is going on with you people? Your people are crazy out here. This is the reason why I don't want to keep talking about dead children, dead people, because I just can't do it any longer. I'm tired. I really am. I'm trying my best to wrap it up this week. Any old case, new case, please check out my extensive library of the Camille McKinney case. Jerika Brown's gone to court. We will see if she is mentally fit or unfit to stand on the state charges for the death penalty. I posted those videos in my community board because those were my highest ranked viewership to date. Almost 90,000 views on one video. I can't even get that kind of love now. Imagine that. So this is why I'm not trying to invest no more time in doing no lives up here because I've wasted too much time and I don't get the credit that's due to me. And that's just that. Joe Martin, suck a nut. How about that? You worry about it if we talking about your mama. How about that? See what happens? Folks can't stand to see you shine. You should be on a job somewhere. How about that? Instead of being up in the YouTube chat. That's probably Billy Joel. It's one of them crackpots that has a YouTube channel probably. They hate when I go live. They can't stand it. Joe Martin, we know that's not even your name. Joe Martin, number 2 trucker, All of y'all the same. Get the hell on. This is my playhouse. And there's rules up in here. 1,000 things you can be doing with yourself. And you want to be up in this chat. Plotting. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You can't talk about anything pertaining to dead folks. It brings out Willy Wonkas. Did you hear that, Mr. Martin? Take a picture. It'll last longer. Now back to what I was saying before being rudely interrupted. Billy Joe and her husband are trying to sell this house. A house that I say is a house of horror, because who wants to live in this house knowing this daughter took the life of her own child? Come on now. Took the life of your own child in this house. And the fact that they said she beat the baby, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, Lord have mercy. Where did they get that information from? Wouldn't it be quieter to suffocate a child? Why in the world would you want to beat a child? Because what I have to tell myself is the obvious. Beating a baby that small, of course, naturally, it's not going to take much for the child to eventually stop crying and whimpering. You're probably not going to need that many blows to hit a child. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I'm trying to make you understand. Hitting an 8-year-old, 10-year-old versus a toddler, the child's going to be silenced probably quicker because they're smaller. So what I have to ask myself, who was a witness to this alleged beating? Or however the child was unalived? The boyfriend? The brother? It's just absolutely ridiculous. Because either way, whether the child was beat to death, suffocated, drowned, whatsoever, it's still heinous to know a mother could do this to her own flesh and blood. And Billy Joe, you are responsible for that baby boy. So you just as guilty as Leilani Simon. You should not be free. And that's my public opinion. And I think it's the right opinion because you had custody of the child. And this is what's wrong with the judicial system right here. Somebody had custody of a child, got custody of the child for whatever reason. And one would assume, well, she got the children because she knew the daughter wasn't fit to take care of them. But yet you still will leave the kids with that same abusive mother and run off into the sunset, you and your husband working on the road. So this goes back to what I said in the Camille McKinney case, Cupcake case. When do you people start realizing the parents, grandparents, whoever had guardianship, they are the problem? Because it really doesn't matter who took the child's life. It's principle. You took the child, Billy Joe, custody, and yet you were running off, doing whatever the hell you wanted. Hell, your house could have been burned down. You would have never even known. Coming back would have been rubble. You leaving a junkie in the house with another little dude, don't know, hell, if he got high. Your son, what was he doing? Did he work, have a job? Just a bunch of lifeless ass people sitting around doing absolutely nothing. On about they didn't keep the house clean and didn't wash dishes or didn't wash clothes. You two fell out because of that. You two got toe to toe. It got heated. You had to call the police. But see, you knew all that. And you rode the donkey ride because you like it. Because we all have to accept the fact when we participate in nonsense, we like the BS. And you liked it. And then you off doing your thing all the way up in a whole nother state, up north allegedly, and this girl sitting up here killing a kid. And that boyfriend, he knew something. We can go round and round about all that shit that happened a long time ago. Who said what, who was texting the babysitter, all of those damn nonsense. That's the reason why I don't like talking about true crime, because all of those he said, she said, that shit gives me a headache. Give me the business. Give me a receipt. I don't want to talk to 5, 6 different fucking people and try to figure out what the hell happened. I'm too old for that. You leave that to the scholars and people who are bored and don't have nothing better to do. I love my free time. And sitting up here trying to put together who was home, who answered the phone, who sent the text, who received the text. Have you all noticed all these cases are just the same? Don't nobody know nothing. Don't nobody know nothing about nothing. She lied to the police, as you heard in this commentary. Yeah, we know she lied. They dumped her baby at a trailer park dumpster as if she wasn't going to be seen. Okay, the trailer park had cameras, and I'm assuming the store had cameras. I knew something wasn't right when the news lady was standing in front of a dumpster. And I kept telling myself, why is she filming this segment from a dumpster with a fence behind her? That told me everything. Oh, that's where they found the baby. But they never told you that during that news broadcast. She wanted you to put it together. Oh, this is where the baby was found. But we're not going to tell you where we are. We're not going to tell you the name of the place we're standing. No landmarks. Only people who can put two and two together will be the people that live down there in Savannah to say, damn, that looks kind of familiar. That fence, that dumpster, that store. So Queen went digging herself and she found it on her damn own. Thank you for Google. Google Maps is a wonderful thing. Please check out the content on that in the YouTube queue. Billy Joe, wherever you go, as I said, it's not going to matter because you are the problem. You have bred two demon seeds that don't have a problem with taking a human life, a son and a daughter. And I won't doubt that you possibly would do the same because I believe you have a temper and you don't have an impulse control as well. And you aided this bullshit. And so now you want to get up, slap happy, and sell your house, which that's your right. But like I said, wherever you go, the problem is still the same. You're carrying the problem with you, which is you. Two demons down, incarcerated, but you part of the problem too. So it doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter where you go. You can go to New York, Canada. You can come to Florida. You can go Louisiana. Nobody cares. You are still a problem. Because at some point you have to look at yourself and say, how in the hell did I bring two murderers into the world? You know, it's one thing to have two crackheads for children. How about that? Hell yeah. Two parents that get high. Two kids that get high. Two kids that are bank robbers. Do you all see where I'm going? Now imagine two children have unalived two humans. And one unalived their own kid, a baby. He couldn't fight. He couldn't do nothing. Cute as a button. Pretty as eyes. Just a doll baby. No longer here because of a trifling mother. And a trifling grandmother. Let me make that clear. Because I can't just put it all on Leilani. Yeah, she stole the baby's life, but you were the one that had custody of the kids. And you hooped and hollered when everybody came down there on the ground, fussing and cussing. And let me tell you, I didn't condone that type of behavior because I don't condone that type of behavior. I don't condone anybody running up to people's houses with bullhorns and hooping and hollering because there's other people who live in the neighborhood and they don't have a dog in the race. And that's what these little dusty-ass YouTubers need to understand. You wouldn't want nobody doing it to you. I sure wish you all get the hell out of my chat with all this nonsense. I'm talking a serious business. Please find you something to do. Find you something to do, baby. This is not the hour for all that. Anywho, you had custody of the children, and you left them with this monster. You knew your daughter wasn't fit. That's the reason why you had custody. Even then, we were wondering why you had custody of the children. I'm still puzzled. Why did you have custody? Why did you want custody when you knew you weren't going to quit your job? You knew you weren't going to work a 9 to 5. You knew you weren't going to stay home with these children. You had no intention to stay home with the children and be a 9 to 5 worker / parent, grandparent. You had no intention of doing that. So we are all wondering, what was the point? Well, they're all guilty to me, Laverne. I'm not going to sit here and say it's all on Leilani. Because in order for the state to say she beat the kid, that means they found something to allude to the fact she beat the kid. So you want me to believe nobody was listening to her beat a kid? Because we got to ask ourselves, who was at the house? You had 3 grown adults living there. She, the brother, and the boyfriend. And I thought there was another kid too. So somebody heard something, somebody saw something. The quieter way to kill a toddler would be to suffocate the toddler. So maybe they found something in the house. The fact that they put coverings up on the windows is interesting. They wanted to make sure nobody was looking in while they were doing their forensics. So it's no telling what they saw. Because one thing about blood splatter, it gets in the crevice of the smallest place. Ceiling fan, lampshade, whatever. And that's what's wrong with a lot of people who commit crimes. They don't think blood splatter, any type of remnants from what you're hitting from the human can be found, such as skin, brain matter, whatever you are doing. Try not to be disrespectful, but whatever you're doing to the human, you leave behind things, especially if you're using a knife, a hammer, a bat. It's common sense. You shoot them, it's all the same. Anyway, just a jacked up situation. So that's the latest development coming out of Savannah. It's a month old. She's selling the house, she and her husband. Where they're going, I do not know. Maybe they already have another place that they're living in. Do not know if the house is empty, not empty. And also, I was curious, Billy Joe, are you taking your son with you? Is he getting ready to ride this ride with you? He's going to go move to this next place you got, or do you already have another place? Because if this content is a month old, I would assume, or I think it's older than a month, maybe you already have a place. And naturally, people don't want to, accrue more debt. So what I have to ask myself, is the house paid for solid? Because if she pays a mortgage on the house, she's not going to want to pay a mortgage there and then pay a mortgage somewhere else. But the type of work she does, she don't mind living in a camper, so possibly wouldn't be a big deal if she actually don't own the house outright, but she got it through the bank loan. I could see her, living in a camper wherever here in the United States and wait for the house to be sold. Hagen, please. That's my commentary. Hagen, you got something you want to say about this before I check out of here? Because I don't know why I'm almost at 100 viewers and all these clowns keep coming in the live stream like they don't have nothing better to do. Well, they have things to clean walls with. I don't know if she used any of the cleaning agents or if she called in anybody to clean her house. When that went on, I never heard of anybody coming in there to clean the house. So that would be interesting as well. If the state alleges she beat the baby to death, then they found something to that effect. And when all this happened, I never heard of Billy Joe calling somebody in to clean her house, a professional cleaner such as a hazmat company. So imagine that. It's very sick. That's my update, everybody. The house is for sale. She's trying to get $400,000 for this house. She and the husband. Leilani Simon is currently incarcerated. But I do believe other people knew about the baby's death. I believe the boyfriend knew, and I won't doubt the brother, he knew as well. And the fact that Billy Joe has produced 2 murderers, that should tell you something right there. That tells, it speaks on its own. That these kids didn't have proper upbringing, and whether they got the gene from their mother, got the gene from the father, or if they have the same father, I do not know. It's messed up either way. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You've been in the house all this time. If we go back and look, October 2022, 20-month-old Quentin went missing. So that's just a little over a year ago. We just came out of 23. 7 days later, Chatham County Police announced Quentin was likely dead and named his mother, Leilani Simon, the prime suspect. During the search for the missing toddler, the home became a flashpoint for protesters. Following the case, police began enforcing a no loitering ordinance outside the house to keep unwanted visitors from the small neighborhood. After an extensive landfill search, FBI and local experts found the toddler's remains and arrested his mother. Leilani was indicted on 19 counts in connection to the death of her son. Prosecutors allege Leilani beat Quentin to death and threw his body in a trailer park dumpster. They also said she lied to detectives on numerous occasions during the investigation. She remains in the Chatham County Jail without bond. Wow. I surely would like to know, what evidence do they have to claim or support their allegations that she beat the baby? Because that's horrific to even speak it on your tongue. She beat the baby to death. So I'd like to know what evidence they have to show that she beat her child to death. It's just horrible. And that's the most interesting part about the story. With this selling the house, rather. They've been living there the whole time, because this is October. The child went missing, later found in a landfill. So, Billy Joe, you and the husband and possibly that son, you all been living there for some time. A whole year. Coming up a year and 4 months. You stayed in this house. You stayed in this house. A whole year. You stayed in the house knowing your grandchild was murdered in the house. And now you want to sell the house. Why sell it? Because to even say, oh, it has such bad memories. You stayed on the road anyway, you and your husband. So I'm trying to understand why you didn't put it up for sale after they arrested your daughter. That would have made more sense. Very true. Hagen, you got something you want to say about this? One second, everybody. I'm going to have to come back out of there. For some reason, I can't get... I sure wish everybody act like they had some damn sense. Now, whose kitty is that missing? One second. Now I can't find who I'm looking for. Hold on a minute, you guys. I'm gonna move this phone out the way so I can browse just a second. Hold on. Thank you for joining me. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $BigAndrew129. Cash App, stickers, and chats are always welcome during the live stream. I'm trying to find somebody. Hold on a second. I cannot. I already passed you. Hey, honey. Why would you even want it after a baby was murdered in there? I believe the house is haunted. Well, it don't necessarily have to be haunted. Just most people would have moved. Hello?
Hello there.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good. What you got to say about this nonsense?
I'd be scared I'd hear pitter patters of small feet in that house.
Oh my God, here you go. What do you
Oh,
just tell me what you think about her what they want to sell the house now after being there a year and almost 4 months.
How about they just tear down?
Huh?
How about they just tear down?
Well, you're not gonna tear down something that you own, Hayden. Because they need money.
Are you there? Hello? Hello?
Sorry about that. I just had to step away.
Okay.
You want to show yourself?
It's fine.
Okay, that's cool. Hold on.
No, why not tear it down?
Okay.
Or why not just leave it? I mean, okay, I understand, yeah, they may need the money to move.
Yeah.
But at the same time, come on, they live in a camper anyways most of the time. They had 4 campers and a bunch of trucks and you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. That's why I said more than likely, let's just say they owe a loan on a house. So you already have been living this life anyway, welding, traveling around the country, whatever the heck going on. So it's really no big deal about a house because you really didn't stay in the house. You just had these these loafers living in your house. So they could be actually on the road, living in a camper, hotel, another home, don't know. So it really wouldn't be no big deal about the house because they're used to staying away from it anyway. That's what got this mess crunk. You stayed away and let the wrong people keep the kid when you were supposed to be responsible for the kid.
Exactly. 5 adults living in that house and no one thought or had the inclination to keep a 20-month-old baby safe.
I can't even see
Little
you hardly.
kids like that are not hard to take care of.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think Billy Joel should also be locked up alongside her daughter?
Yes, I do, because she had custody of the child.
Okay.
For the safety of that child.
Okay.
That's like leading the lamb to the slaughter.
Well, and that's what I don't understand, why she's free.
It doesn't make any sense because I thought they should have locked her up from day one.
Yeah, because she had custody. This is why I said the system is so backwards. It's just so backwards when it comes to children abuse, because you had custody of this child and then you just like everybody else, you want to come, jump on YouTube, jump on panels, people reaching out to her, aiding the bullshit, aiding the nonsense, people ride or die with her. I just get so sick of people upholding these motherfuckers. All of you the same. You spit out 2 murderers. How are you different? I'm gonna say it.
Well, that's like when they were doing the GoFundMes and the Amazon wish list and sending her things. I was like, what is that?
Because these motherfuckers are stupid out here. That's why I keep trying to tell people. A lot of people out here are no different than the people we're talking about in the story. They act the same. They walk the fucking same. If you walking around here aiding her, your ass is just as sick as she is. You just as sick as Leilani. I don't give nobody a pass. I'm not giving nobody no pass. You went to court to fight for the kids or get them signed over to you. with or without a fight. So what the fuck are you doing living all the way across the fucking country while these kids are down here being abused by their fucking mother and being no milk, no formula, no food? Remember the babysitter told all that? I don't believe she made that shit up.
Oh, no, I don't think that babysitter made that up at all. And see, Billy Joe, all she had to do was give that babysitter money and say, I'm going to be out of town. Can you keep the kids?
Oh, exactly. But then let's talk about that. If you got to go to the babysitter to give clothes, formula, this and that, then your better conscience should have told you, I need to be at home with these kids and put them in a regular daycare, because this girl is going to do something felonious to where these kids are going to get hurt. You understand what I'm saying? And that's that.
Oh, yeah. But that's the thing. Billy Joe didn't put it in place that those kids were to stay at the babysitter, because the babysitter would have kept the kids regardless.
Yeah, but in the end, it's not her responsibility.
No.
All this falls on Billy Joe. But listen, let's stick to what's facts. You went to court for the kids. The babysitter didn't go to court, so that's your responsibility. You scratched the babysitter. You scratched Leilani. You were the sole proprietor of the kids. So you got those kids probably for tax write-offs. More than likely, that's the only reason why she fucking got them, was to claim them. I'm not no dodo bird. See, gang recognized gang. Yeah.
I'm wondering if that house is paid off, because if not, that means she lost some kind of check.
Well,
for them kids.
Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you. She made too much to get any type of money for the kids. The only thing she could go to court to get for those kids would be child support by the biological parents. And that would be the fathers of each child that she signed and had to care for. But she made too much money to be getting any type of aid.
Yeah.
And she would have had medical insurance through her job.
Yeah. I don't understand how it's the kids that are the smallest, the most needy, that they do bad things to. It doesn't make sense to me.
Well,
and they're the easiest ones to take care of.
Yeah, but not in the mind of that person. This is what do I always tell you all? Stop asking why and ask why not. You have to go in the belly of the beast and think like the perpetrator. I did it because I could. I did it because I didn't want to be bothered. I did it for greed. You understand what I'm saying? I did it for money. I no longer care. I ain't never cared. When you can get in that mindset, you will realize why these people are doing these type of crimes. Yeah. It doesn't mean that it's right, but that's their mindset. She already had too much going on. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with, you realizing, hey, motherhood isn't for me. I can't do this, whether I got help or not. I'm not ready to be a parent. Most parents don't want to be parents, but a designated person needs to step in. You need to call for a designated person to take care of your child. Best thing this bitch should have done was went and lived some fucking where else, and Billy Joe raised the kids. She should have went and got a 9-to-5 fucking job in the town or nearby, found a reputable babysitter, daycare to take care of the children if she wanted to take care of them and she wanted to claim them with her greedy ass. That's what the hell she should have done.
Yeah, see, that's the other thing. Billy Joe should have never let Leilani in that house.
Exactly.
How do you do that?
So she's an accessory.
Grown-ups, and nobody said this isn't right, or don't tell me Department of Social Services knew that Leilani was living there.
Right. Yeah.
How do you take a baby out of one situation and put them in another?
Yeah.
And dang right well, anyone in this world would have took that baby.
So who has the other little kid?
I don't know. I think each of the kids had different parents, like different dads.
They did.
I don't know if Department of Social Services, if like the other families qualified to take the other kids or not.
And see, that's another problem that we learn in dealing with these type of cases. When there are other children, then you're wondering about where those kids are going to go. And if they're going to be in a safer environment with a relative or friend, because you don't want to according to what the deeds of this person did that was wrong, but damn, you're sitting in your mind thinking, Lord have mercy, where is this other child going to end up? Are they going to be in a, in a jacked up situation like this other child?
Yeah. And then you have to sit there and pray and hope that these kids, if they're put into the system, foster care, whatever, that they're going into a decent one.
Yeah.
Because we've heard some stories about some bad foster.
Yeah, we have. Yes, we have.
Situations. It's terrible. Little kids have no.
He was so beautiful.
There's no hope for the little people.
He was so beautiful. That's what's so jacked up, man. Just a baby doll. Just the prettiest dark eyes. I mean, it's like, it makes me sick to my stomach. It just makes me sick to my stomach. So that last baby was an infant, if I'm not mistaken, right? Or a couple months old.
A little girl. She
okay,
wasn't,
that's what I thought.
She was 7 or 8 months old.
So who has her? Because I can't see Billy Joe taking care of her, because you didn't take care of them. They were a package deal. So I don't see that.
Billy Joe wasn't able to get any of the kids, but that last boyfriend is the dad to that baby. And from what the last I heard,
oh yeah, the one that was living there.
None of his family were able to get that.
The one that was living there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I have to jog my memory back, because it's, I start forgetting things.
That baby would end up in Department of Social Services custody. Now there was an older boy, I do believe.
Wow.
There was 3 kids.
Right.
And yeah, and it was the middle one that ended up in the landfill.
Yeah. And you know what? I prayed about that when they decided to go there, tell us that that's where they were going. I said, Lord, have mercy. All of that debris, just the pictures alone, from drones or whatever, you're sitting here looking at them, dividing it up, cutting it up, separating the trash. And you're telling yourself, dear God, are they going to even be able to find this baby? Because you're talking about compacting trash, because that's what they do once it goes, into the truck. That's what they do. And then they take it to the landfill. And obviously they've got some type of system with numbering the trucks and where they dropped everything off. I guess probably for this reason of people discarding bodies or whatever. But it was hard to digest, because you knew he was a little person. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a whole person. A whole person being, smashed down or whatever.
You're looking for something as small as a laptop.
Oh my God.
Or even less, because of the processes that have gone through. I am very surprised that they found it.
I was. And I told myself that. I said, dear God, I know you're in control of this situation. I'm going to pray, and I pray that other people around the world are praying for this baby, and I pray they find this baby. But, they were diligent, because once they got the security cameras, they had what they needed. You understand what I'm saying? So there's a difference when you don't have nothing. Just poof, voila, a person's gone, and I think you're behind it. That's different. But if I got surveillance showing you somewhere dumping something in a dumpster, I got more to go on. It may be, vigorous work, but at least I got that. I got that.
Yes.
And she was a fool.
I think, I didn't agree with the protesters or all that.
I don't agree with none of that either. I don't like that.
Also may have pushed the police to get it done faster.
Wow, really?
Yeah, because they didn't want all that rigmarole in their place.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just too much rigmarole.
Okay. Where you get that word from?
Cops out there every day, the neighbors probably calling, complaining.
Hagen, where you get that word from?
What, rigmarole?
I don't think I've ever heard of that before. So look, I'm gonna tell you, smell it. Smell it.
Well, then I can't use it anymore if I can't, because I don't think I can spell it.
I'm messing with you. Well, do you think they already have somewhere else to live and the house is empty?
That I'm not sure of. Now, they always went away for work, and they had a few nice looking campers on the side of their house. Yeah. So
wow.
That's why I said, if anything, just, cut your utilities off, gate it off, cut, and go on about your life and just let it sit there.
Well, think about what you just said. Cut your utilities off, gate it up, Isn't that what they had already done in the first place?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because either, you look at it two ways. The house was the last place that baby was alive or where terror took place. But
exactly.
Nobody's going to want to live there.
Yeah. But you know what?
Does,
but people do.
glow in the dark.
You think about all the homes from famous deaths to regular people deaths. Eventually, somebody buys the house. Somebody rents the apartment. Somebody buys the condo. You know this. It may sit on the market for a while, a year, 2, 3, maybe even 5. Who knows? Each situation is different. But we know that people are brutally murdered in apartments. People are brutally, murdered in condos, trailers. And what happens? They clean it up, sanitize it, and solicit somebody to come rent it out or purchase it. But you know what I would be thinking as a homeowner or home purchaser? Which room did this happen in? Because that's the first thing I'm going to think once I find out that a child was unalive there. And then we also need to ask the question, is the realtor telling people, oh, by the way, a murder took place here?
In some states, the realtor has to disclose some of that.
Oh, really? Okay.
But I don't know if Georgia is one of those states.
Okay.
Because it's illegal in some states not to disclose if you have bad neighbors and so on.
But you should always disclose any type of heinous crime in a house or an apartment. That should be legal. Yes. Somebody was butchered here. Somebody was shot here. You should tell it. Because a person could, find a way if they want to. They could sue for whatever crazy reason and start saying crazy stuff. I'm seeing things. I'm just, I don't know. Because people sue for all type of reasons. So.
Yeah, you hear them little pitter patters on the floor. I get it.
A1 Street said rigmarole is an old Southern slang word. My father from Appalachia said that he would be 103 is still here. So rigmarole. Golly. Well, you're from North Carolina, so. You're in the more what we would call the rural part of North Carolina. You're not in the cityfied part of North Carolina.
No, I'm in the woods.
Okay, so you a back girl, back country gal, or as we say, good.
Yeah, but
Alabama says good.
I live in the foothills. I used to live in the mountains.
Okay, so as they say in Alabama, you a good.
I guess so.
GUL. I said, wait a minute. One of my little male friends, we would always joke when instead of saying her, we would say her. It's like an inside joke. Like, did you hear from her? It's not her. Because black folks will chop up a sentence, chop up a word. And look, country white folks, they'll do it.
Oh, yeah.
They will chop it up. I mean, they will chop it up. You'd be like, what did you just say? Look, that is not in Webster. Oh my goodness.
I have half brothers that live in New Jersey. And
I was getting ready to say that. They talk different too, yeah.
I'm like, I gotta go fix the commode, and they're like, commode, or I gotta go put on some britches, and they're like,
oh yeah, I'll say britches all day. I don't have no problem with that's my old grandmama's word. I will bring britches out in a heartbeat. Because usually I'm poking fun when I say, honey, you need to pull your britches up. Baby, your underwear showing.
Yeah.
Boo-boo, your undergarments is showing, or as old folks say, your drawers are showing. Yeah. Pull your damn britches up.
My brothers will try to talk and say y'all, and they can't use y'all in a sentence correctly for nothing.
Yeah, a lot of people say we Southerners use y'all.
English.
A1 Street says, ever heard of 20 couple? You ever heard of that?
I don't think I have.
No, I haven't either. What does it mean, A1? 20 couple. Enlighten us, baby. Sink 2 from Baltimore. Okay, can you say Lakshadweep is better than Maldives? What? Oh, Lord. Buddy, I don't know what you're saying. Listen, we not about to get up here. We about to start doing no Church of God, Sanctified Holiness Church talk up. We start talking in tongues.
Oh, come on, Queen, you need your own cult.
Oh, I can't do it. I'm so weak, I couldn't even lead them to the bank. Look, I can't even lead you to the bank to write the check. Don't sell all your worldly goods. Queen can barely make it to the bank to collect. Shut your mouth. Oh, okay. She said it's a current West Virginia means two. Okay. So let's go here. They're trying to sell the house. Don't know if they're living in the house. If the house is empty, things moved out. What about the son? Where is he going to go? Does he work now? Viable income? Because that's just really a little over a year ago.
Well, see, no one ever dug deep on the kids like that. So, I mean, we don't know if there's more kids or more relatives, or if any of the other relatives even wanted to deal with Billy Joe and her clan of children.
Ain't nobody trying to fool with Annie.
Listen, whatever you want to call our kids, because they were just terrible people.
Listen, ain't nobody trying to fool with Annie. I got Michael Jackson on the brain. Annie, are you okay? Hey, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? That's what I'm thinking of. That's Billy Joe. Annie, are you okay? Because Annie, you need to be locked up, Annie. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. Queen is not sorry to be sorry. Annie, you need to be incarcerated.
Yes, she does.
Queen done made up a word. Incarcerated. You need to be incarcerated because you had custody of those children, and you sit here trying to tell these news people about how you feel about living in that house. For all we know, you can't afford the house. For all we know, somebody tired of looking at you on the job. We don't know what the hell's going on with you. Frankly, I don't give a what's going on with Billy Joe Howell. I could care less because I feel like you're a part of the problem. The fact you got 2 murderers under your belt, that speaks volumes. You have never heard of such. It's one thing, let's be truthful. When crack cocaine got on the scene, you heard of brothers and sisters getting high, uncles and aunts getting high. You see what I'm saying? A whole family getting high. But what the fuck? Yeah. 2 of your kids are murderers? It's one thing to have 2 junkies as children, but not no 2 damn murderers. Oh, yeah, both my son and daughter, they're locked up. What are they locked up for? Murder? Oh, okay. Well, I got to go, Clarice. Been nice talking to you.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said, you know what, at this point, it doesn't matter because... Right, smooth criminal. You don't really want any of her kids under your roof.
Exactly. Honey, you don't want no brownies? You don't want no chicken wing? No, I'll pass. I'll go to Applebee's and pick me something up. We not eating in your damn house.
I guess Billy Joe wants to sell the house so she can get a bunch of campers. That way when her kids get out of jail, you know, they have a place to live.
Please stop. Somebody, Pinto says her behavior busted into the babysitter's home was enough for me. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
We're going back.
I wanted to slap the woman.
Well, big girl didn't have enough room to jump up out that chair because, baby, I would have hauled all of how much weight I was carrying. That recliner would have been upside down, and Billy Joe would have been right up under that damn recliner. Did you hear what I said?
Oh, I know. That was insanity. Why? I guess it was I call it cracking ease. You know, you got to point the finger at everybody else but yourself.
Yeah, she knew to do that, Hagen, because she knew it was going to get out that I had sole responsibility custody of these kids. So I got to point the finger. I've got to point the finger because they're going to find out those kids, I went to court to get custody of those children, and now this baby is dead. Hell yeah. You busted up in there, but I'd have laid her ass out. Do you hear what I said? Girl, I'd have had it right there on camera. I'd have put that heifer down. I'd have laid her ass down.
That woman was too godly, though. I mean, I don't see her. Anybody else? Billy Joe would have been in the floor or outside, actually. So.
Well.
It's crazy. And you know what? This is happening every single day.
And that's the point I try to make during the live streams with people. It's nothing but neglect on behalf of people raising children. Whether they were placed in the custody of somebody else, they're letting the people still have access to the children. This is why I said in the other cases I've talked about, it don't dawn on you why these people don't have custody of the children. Just use your better half. Just use your logical thinking. You are the mother, the father. You haven't been given the damn custody of the kids. Well, there's probably a reason why the state said, I'm not going to give you custody of the children, because I don't want to look up and see the child has been in the parents' custody, the ones that we then took the kids from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These people are just terrible. And it makes no real sense of why. I mean, it does. But at the same time, it's like, you know what, you guys go after the most vulnerable, the most needy, the smallest. And you know what, you could have gave them away. You could have gave all these kids away. You didn't have to do what you did.
Yeah. Pinto says Billy Joe was court-ordered guardian. She was responsible, so she should be held responsible.
Oh, yeah.
So somebody needs to be in their ear down there in Georgia. Like, she got those kids for whatever reason, and she stayed on the road working with her husband, and then this bitch kills the kid. So hell yeah, she needs to ride with her daughter. Fuck that man, for real. This
well, that's
is
what I'm saying. Like, she knew enough to go get custody of the kids. So
yeah,
if it was that bad, why did you leave that person in the house with the baby?
But this is what you got to tell yourself. Billy Joe's been locked up for whatever crime she committed, you know, prostitution, whatever the hell she had going on. She don't have no real decent mindset or damn self. That's why her kids are incarcerated now. So this to me was greed. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To me, it was more greed than safety of the children. I ain't really giving a fuck about these kids. I just want the money. I'm going to put them on my taxes, write this off so I can get some extra money back from the government. Because we don't really know how much she made as a welder, you know. But I think it was for greed, because what else could it be? You left them there.
Spite, you know.
Huh?
It could have been spite, you know. I rule the world.
Well, all of that. Great point. Could be spite. I'm the head knocker. This is my house. Me and my husband, we make the money. You ain't got shit. Yeah. I'm letting you live here for free. I half-ass love you. I half-ass don't. Billy Joe's like a man. I watched her talk, and the way she ran up in that house and the way she conducted herself. She wasn't nothing but a dude with breasts in fucking faded blue jeans. Let's keep it real. She's just a straight up man.
She acted so thuggish.
Well, because they're gator trash. This is what people need to understand about the dirty South. A lot of these people are gutter. They're no different than what the fuck you see in New York, Philadelphia, Chicago. You're looking at the gangbanger throwing up signs and the bandanas tied around the head. Well, guess what? They come like that. Asian, white, Hispanic. It don't matter. Gutter is gutter. I wish people could understand that. And you can be gutter in a suit, a tie, sit at a desk every fucking day. Gutter is gutter. Trash is trash. Just like the shit you see in reality TV. Prime example. Long hair, short hair, eyelashes, fake nails. Gutter is gutter, honey. It ain't got no damn demographic. It ain't got no zip code. It ain't got no race. I see gutter every time I go into YouTube. Every time I watch these gutter ass stories about dead people, missing people. Then they get to crying and hollering and standing in front of the camera putting on. Then they're acting like zombies. Then they're jumping on YouTube panels. When I say the world is nothing like it was 50, 60 years ago, you just have a new breed of people walking around. And now, naturally, sin has been here since somebody went and ate off that damn tree. Let's keep it real. Yeah. But it's exacerbated because now we have social media. Everything is, let me show you what I did. Let me tell you what I did. See, back when Jesus was born, didn't nobody have no iPhone. Nobody had an iPhone. Nobody, you understand what I'm saying? Nobody had a phone to record anything to show, hey, the brother arguing with the other brother over a fucking plow of sheep.
Those were the good old days when that phone was on that wall with the 80-foot cord.
Oh my God! the swirly cord. You said, girl, look, I believe my mother had a green phone with the swirly cord, and shit, you right. You could walk that phone cord from that apartment in Chicago was small. You could walk that cord probably from the living room all the way back to the kitchen.
Exactly.
Listen, where you at? Look, as we say in the city, we call it the front room. We call the living room the front room. I'm in the front room. Where you at now? The bathroom? On the toilet?
Yes.
I'm on the toilet talking to you. Oh, Lord have mercy. Damn.
My granny used to say when it was thunder and lightning, she'd be like, don't you dare, it's that phone. That lightning's going to come through and strike you.
Hey, you wasn't going to talk in my mama's house. She let you know. We were sitting in the living room one day, and it was thundering, lightning. She told us, be quiet, the Lord talking. That's old black folks. The Lord talking.
Yes.
And people need to realize that, though. You know, have some respect. It's thunder and lightning. We do need to just be still.
Yes.
We need to be still. We need to be still when it ain't thunder and lightning.
Back in my day, it was you had to be in by the time that street light came on.
Yeah. Well, that time's different.
We don't. I'm only 44. But,
okay. Yeah, and I'm older than you, and it's the world now is McDonald's, chicken nuggets, fast food life, microwave life. You know, get turned up life. Do anything with your kids. Show them anything. There's no remorse for anything. So that's what I'm going to ask you now. Do you believe that Billy Joel has remorse for what happened to the baby?
No.
Okay. Wow.
Why I say that is because she messed up with her own too. How many times do you got to mess up?
You know what? And that's a valid point. That's a valid point, Hagen. You got two fucked up ass kids. For the record, you had one before she took the life of that baby. That should have been a wake-up call. And then she takes the life of this kid. We already knew she knew what happened when she did the interview. Remember, she turned her head and started crying? Yeah. She told us then, oh, yeah, I know she killed this kid. She couldn't look at her. She knew she was standing there lying. She knew she was standing there lying. So my thing is, you knew what you were about when you got incarcerated. You came out of penitentiary. You know, your kid that snuffed out a person. You should have been doing some homework saying, you know what, this right here ain't working right here. Like, you know, Jesus, she should have had a coming to Jesus moment. Let me talk to the Lord about what is really going on in my life. What's wrong with my children? You know, make better decisions. And that's what she should have been instilling into that damn bobblehead daughter of hers. And the son too.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody
that's
said,
what I didn't get. Like, you know, you've already messed up so many times.
Yeah.
How many times does it take you to learn?
Yeah. Somebody, Coastlaw says, I think she misses those perks of having custody of those people. I mean, of the babies. Well, my thing is, what perks was she getting? Because if she made $60,000 or so as a welder, let's say, I don't think she would have gotten anything from the government.
No, but it would have been, you know, I'm the head of the household.
Tax right, the taxes. She can write them off on the taxes. Because guess what? I won't doubt that Billy Joel probably claimed everybody in that fucking house. How about that?
Yeah.
The daughter didn't work. 2 kids, 2 babies, that's 3. Boyfriend, I don't know if he had a job. I think there was a mention that he worked. So imagine claiming 3 people on your taxes.
Yeah.
Even if you had to pay taxes, you still would get some type of reduction for claiming all those people, saying I feed, I clothe them, they stay here, they don't work.
Yeah.
Somebody says, does Georgia have kinship care where they get a check every month on each child? I don't know. I don't know about that. You know, like we said, you know, her being a welder, you know, she probably made a decent income. So the state government might have been a little leery about giving her any type of daycare funds, Medicare, Medicaid, whatever you call it, and food stamps.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about the state of Georgia of how they would work that.
Yeah, because they would have counted the husband's income. Their income probably would have been at least $100,000. I think she mentioned that it was $100,000 or more. So I doubt she would have got any welfare, any type of food stamps or anything, and probably no medical either with $100,000 plus as income. Well, anything else you want to say? I'm not going to hold you because I want to come back on later to do a live pertaining to social media. I've got a video I want to show you all. And honey, when I show you this video, oh my God.
Oh, Lord.
It's going to be bad. I may not even go late. I might just, I know, I might just eat me a little snack right quick and come back on and not do it late because really the content, it's not really bad, but it's, it's something. Look, it is juicy couture. It's juicy couture. It's a hot ass mess. Okay, before we check out, do you think she'll be able to sell the house for $400,000?
No.
You're welcome, Pinto. You know?
If anything,
yeah.
Sell it for dirt cheap and just walk away. Unless you owe that kind of money on it, then I can see.
Because I think there's a pool in the back. Remember we saw the gate and the kids by the pool? That was mentioned. So there's a pool back there. Yeah,
but remember the pool's broken.
Well, honey, that's over a year ago. You could have fixed the pool. They could have fixed the pool by now. Yeah. Come back tonight, Masha.
Money to fix that pool.
They work every day, I'm sure. Hagen?
No, because she was begging for money for someone to come fix the pool now that the...
That's gang. Hagen. Come on, don't start that bullshit. Why would I want to fix it when I see the grift is real on YouTube? Right?
Exactly.
Okay, so you want me to believe she don't got money to pay somebody to come fix whatever the hell was wrong with the damn swimming pool. Think about what you're saying now.
I didn't say she didn't have the money.
Yeah,
I said she would not pay for that out of her own pocket.
Okay, well, by now, the pool probably done got fixed because they've been living there over a year. So even though there may not be no small children there, who's to say that they've gone ahead and, you know what I'm saying, and repaired the swimming pool?
Well, that is a possibility.
So, hey, you know you want everything in working condition because every little thing that ain't working is money off of the due price.
Yeah.
So if the swimming pool is inactive, it's not clean, it's dirty, grimy, you haven't drained it, or you've got it filled with debris, okay, so they're going to mention it. Hey, I got to pay money to do this. I got to pay money to clean it. I got to pay money to repair it. Because naturally, if you go and look at the house, you're a fool if you don't check the pool out, the roof, the plumbing, the electricity, all of that. You want to check all of that stuff out. You get you an inspector to check the house out.
It would be interesting to see how much money they do owe on that house, though.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. We don't really know that they own it outright.
Yeah.
Could have a loan on the house. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if she's still working out of town. Her and the husband still working out of town. You know, at some point, you got to be able to keep money up to maintain the house. You got to have money coming in for living expenses for yourself. You know, at some point, they went back to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went back to work. What I'm curious is if the son is with them. Are they still living in the house or are they living somewhere else? Because ask yourself that. They move out of that house. Let's say they decide we're not even going to buy another house. We're just going to pocket that money, keep it in our bank account, and live inside of a camper on some property near the job, wherever they work out of town.
Yeah. Well, I would think that would make more sense for them to live in a camper because all they'd have to do is move a camper into a campground. Mm-hmm. And I don't think you need much verification to rent a piece of property that you can put your camper on. So
what they're going to do, let's say hypothetical, they've been doing that, living on a campground or somewhere else. What are they going to do with the son?
Well, they had a few campers. Maybe they'll put them next door in another camper.
So then they're still back to doing the same shit they were doing in Georgia.
I mean,
And who's to say he wants to go out of town? Let's say, they were working up north at the time when this crime happened. If you're used to the South, you're used to the warmer weather, you're not going to want to go up north to live. You're not going to want to go up north to live because it takes a lot to live up north in the cold weather and freezing winters. If you're not used to that, it takes a lot to get used to that. You have to have a mindset for living in the Midwest.
Well, yeah, but I would think they would go wherever they could find work.
No, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the son.
Well, I think that the son would follow them.
Yeah, okay, but listen, I'm saying, sweetheart, if I'm not used to that kind of living, you got to remember, he's been living in a house. He hasn't been living in a camper. So it's hard to go from a house with a pool, run in and out, park your car, go in the driveway to living in a camper. And then you got to think they're not going to want him living in a small camper with them. So even if let's say they chose him to live in a camper next door to them, that's still a different life than living in a house and then living in a place where the weather's colder.
Yeah.
And then I don't know anybody. I'm used to my own friends, the neighborhoods, how to maneuver. It's just common sense. Living up north, east is not the same as living in the south.
Yeah.
And I just heard that they're going to, allegedly, some migrants are going to be coming here to the middle Tennessee. I thought, oh, Lordy.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Well, that's close to me still, so.
Yeah. I was thinking to myself, oh, Lord, the migration is coming to Tennessee. Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah, I don't know if you were watching anything about the migrants and everything. They were sending kids.
Yeah, you mentioned that to me without the parents. Yeah, I heard you say that.
I seen that the other night, and I was like, see, this is what are they doing with minor children?
Well, honey, I don't have a comment.
And how does anyone in their right mind send their minor children alone with God knows who? And you don't even know if your kids are going to get there safe.
Well, I'm not going to send my child with a stranger or a relative to cross over into the United States. It's a long haul depending on how far you're coming out. So if I'm going to send my child into the wilderness, I think I would be with my child.
Yeah.
That makes no sense to send your child with a stranger or a relative or friend. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, because when I sent my daughter to camp for a whole week, we went and got a motel room close and got groceries and bed linens and everything for camp.
Why you do that? Huh?
Yes.
Why would you do that, Hagen?
Because it was a camp for the college that she's going to go to after high school.
I don't understand what you mean.
So she stayed in the dorm for a whole week. So we got a motel room, and that way the first night. Help me understand. She stayed in the dorm for a week for what? I don't understand what you're saying. And then we left, and at the end of the week, we had to go pick her up.
Okay, slow down. The week of her staying at the campus to do what exactly?
She was in the dorm.
The summer before college? I don't understand what you're saying.
Okay, this past summer she went to it was something for horticulture plants, but it was at North Carolina State University in Raleigh. So we take her up there, we get her groceries, bed linens, we get a hotel for the night so that if she has a problem, she can call.
So she was there for a program, is what you're saying?
Yeah, it was like to see if she liked it. It was part of a whole plant program.
Okay, so you only stayed one night and then you went back home?
Then we went back home.
Okay.
And then that Friday, I had to go pick her up.
Okay. So did she like it?
And we went to the luncheon, and then We got a hotel room that night, and
Well, did she like it?
yes.
Okay. So is she there at school now?
No, she is finishing high school this year.
Okay, I got you. Okay. Okay. Ooh, Lord have mercy. I didn't know what was going on. Joni, stop it now. Well, I'm going to check out of here because I'm going to go relax for a while, but I'll be back on a little later, and we're going to talk about social media. I'm going to bring out some content to show you guys, and I'm going to ask you the ultimate question: how far is too far with posting and going live on YouTube, Facebook, so on and so forth, okay? I'm going to cut you off. You got anything else you want to say before I check out?
No, it's a circus, and I wish you were closer. I'm making chicken parm with angel hair pasta and salad.
Well, honey, box it up and send it to me. Damn.
Yeah, we're going to have to get FedEx on the ball.
Yeah. Be spoiled by the time we get here because mail runs behind. I'm looking at mail 5-6 days late already. So it's just like there's a deadline on the mail that I'll have to return. And it's like, well, it's taking 5-6 days and it's right next door. The mail that's coming. It's just ridiculous.
Well, my daughter says we're in an ingredient house.
Oh, are you?
And I asked her what that meant. She's like, Mama, there's no microwavable stuff. I'm like, why? Because I cook.
Okay, A1. Well, I got microwavable stuff like little pasta stuff, little noodle stuff like that. But,
but you're by yourself. That's different.
Yeah, well, I still cook sometimes. You know, I might bake some chicken wings, or the other day I fried some little chicken wings. So it just depends on my mood because I really don't like frying food a lot. But yeah, I decided to fry some wings. I had some oil left over and I said, well, let me use this oil, put it to use. So other than that, but yeah, I'll do a little, what I'm trying to say, can't think, chicken or turkey. Ground turkey, I either do a salad, taco salad with that, or I'll make burgers out of the chicken, ground chicken or ground turkey. So I kind of like switch it up depending on my mood. No, Kristen, you cannot. Why you want to say a bad word for what? All right, Hagen, I'm out of here. Hagen? Okay, bye, baby. Thank you. Bye. All right, everybody, that was Hagen, one of the fans. I'm going to check out of here. I'll be back a little later. We're going to talk about social media and how far is too far. Too much to post on social media. When do you learn to stop posting? Stop going live, stop commenting, stop sharing. That's going to be the next commentary. God bless all of you. Please check my community board for said posts. I've posted videos that I have gotten the most views on, and they were pertaining to Camille McKinney Cupcake, a little black girl that went missing from a public housing development and was later found in a landfill disposed by Patrick Stallworth and Derica Brown. I brought you a comment earlier. Derica Brown will be having a mental evaluation to decide if she's eligible for the death penalty. The one video on there about Mr. McKinney, the father, being allegedly jumped at a funeral. They had a little altercation. That video netted me almost 90,000 views. Another video, 22,000 views. Another one, 15,000 views, showing you the best of the Queen when she first came to YouTube. And I was not a partner at that time, mind you. So please check out that content on my community board if you want to see how I came to be on this network, on this platform, and how I was at that time, Everyday Shenanigans. And I've ventured into a new name because I like talking about various topics. So I didn't want to have that channel name talking about, serious things, true crime, different things. So please go in the YouTube queue and check out my previous uploads. I have 2,000 plus videos pertaining to true crime, breaking news, and hypothetical situations. Some of the content are true stories, my version, my perception. Feel free to check out the content. Like, share, subscribe. Drop your comments below. I will put up polls this evening pertaining to breaking news, perhaps to this nonsense of this woman trying to sell her house, her and her husband. And we're going to put up a poll pertaining to her responsibility for those children that she deserted and left behind with her daughter. And now one of those children is no longer alive. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $ Big Angie, 129 Cash App. Stickers and chats are always welcome to the live show. Thank you for your time. You have been listening to The Vault XL. Thank you.